little spell in the middle of the session where Ronnie O'Sullivan threatened to level this matchup. It wasn't to be. Big frame this first one, a really big frame. If Ronnie wins it, maybe, just maybe, you'd make him favourite. But if you were to lose this first frame and fall 6-3 behind, well, you'll have a lot of work to do.
1.
That was an excellent shot from Ronnie. From the green, wanted to be on this red that's occupying the black spot. And he is on it. Just had more angle on it than he wanted to have, but that was a terrific developing cannon to the pink. I'm pretty certain Ronnie played exactly this, but to play it that well, very, very good. Now, is the pink spot occupied? If it is, it will be the pink that goes onto the black spot, and I do believe that will be the case.
11. 12.
Forget playing in my first ever ranking event final. A bit like Jordan Brown, I've never been in a quarter-final, semi-final before. I was facing John Higgins, and
19.
coming into my final session I was also 5-3 ahead. And I did receive some superb advice from a former snooker coach of many professional players, Derek Hill, who told me something along the lines of, well, very well played this afternoon, Dominic, but whatever you do, you come out there tonight, be prepared for 8-all. And I think that's great advice for any player. You're 5-3 ahead going into a final
26.
session. You're prepared to win, you're thinking about winning, but you sometimes forget about your opponent, what he's likely to do, how hard he's likely to try to make it. And you must be prepared for every contingency here.
32. 33.
Well, from 4-1 down this afternoon, Ronnie O'Sullivan hit top gear. Successive breaks of 135 and 121 to reduce that deficit, and then it looked as though he was going to take us into the evening at 4 apiece. But what composure from Jordan Brown to take that last frame of the session. Little break of 36 at the end, but it was an important one.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
And you
33.
could hear a little gasp of frustration there from Ronnie O'Sullivan. It is a big frame. Earlier in the week, Dominic, he just wouldn't have missed that.
Yes, but earlier in the week he wasn't under this sort of pressure. Coming into this final, he'd only lost 2 frames. He's already lost 3. Sorry, beg your pardon, 5. He's only won 3. It does appear that he was on his next red, because Jordan can get through to this. And there was a lot of pressure on that black. Ronnie O'Sullivan, I'm sure, was thinking, if I pop this black, I'll win the frame. But it hasn't gone in, and it's Jordan Brown now, who has an excellent opportunity. Only one tricky red. Jordan will be playing the red here to the right hand corner. I would have suggested, well, he's such a tall lad, he doesn't need the rest for this. He is over 6 feet. He's probably about 6'2", Jordan. But pink does certainly plot into the left corner. Yeah, he's playing this one to right corner. It's easier. It didn't have to do anything with the cue ball.
Five.
He must be feeling very, very uptight, very tense. Because he knows, like we know, that this first frame is of key importance. Maybe a little bit of a mistake from Jordan. If this pink doesn't pot to the left centre,
11.
he may be awkwardly positioned on this red.
$12.
Yeah, he's overscrewed that one as well. So again, he needs a good positional shot here, just to get back in A1 position. It's amazing. Whenever you start to lose position, it's almost like a snowball
18.
effect. You get further and further away until you either play that one perfect recovery shot or you end your break with a poor one. And Jordan will be very disappointed not to have scored more from this opportunity.
Jordan Brown, 18.
Not a bad safety from Ronnie. There are a couple of potable reds here for Jordan. I don't think he'll fancy taking anything on. Always caught this just a little bit thick. Look, half bound so often today, Rob. I don't know if you've noticed it, but Ronnie has broken down rather prematurely on a lot of occasions, and whenever the frames have got a little bit tight with a few reds left, Ronnie's ended up losing most of those frames. The 3 frames that he's won this afternoon, he's made breaks of 74, 135 and 121 in.
One.
Well, that's more like it then, from the reigning world champion. The man bidding to tie John Higgins as a 5-time Welsh Open winner. He's hit 8 out of 13. Jordan Brown is on 9 out of 17.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Dominic, do you think it's possible that Ronnie O'Sullivan was a little bit surprised at the composure Jordan has shown in the early stages of this match? Bearing in mind it's his first final and he's playing somebody of the calibre of Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, I think it's true to say that at the beginning of the match, Jordan wasn't particularly composed. And he did make mistakes, but Ronnie just didn't capitalise on them. And I think after a couple of frames had been completed, it just seemed as though it was Ronnie O'Sullivan that looked the least composed out of the two, and Jordan managed to get things
Foul.
rolling
The
for
miss.
him
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
much quicker than Ronnie did. But this is a better start from Ronnie. 20 points ahead. He feels he can cut this red in. It's very fine. Well, that's a mistake. That is a mistake. Now, has he got away with it? Well, there's your answer. He hasn't. And if Ronnie loses this frame, with the chances that he's had, well, it could be a very long night for Ronnie.
1.
Oh, that's so unlucky. Any kiss but that. There were so many chances there he could have been beautifully on the pink. That's just about the worst kiss he could possibly have suffered. Now, he needs to take this blue on.
Blue
It's
ball.
dead straight. So, in a situation like this, you just focus on a nice straight cue action and clean ball strike. Beautifully done.
6.
Almost see his back arm shaking there, Rob.
7.
Well, it's easy to forget, isn't it, when you get bogged down in statistics, percentages. If you strip all that away, without any question, this is the biggest night
Green.
of Jordan
Green
Brown's
ball.
snooker career. This is of huge significance, professionally and personally.
Jordan Brown, 7.
And this is an enormous frame in his quest to produce arguably one of the biggest upsets we would have seen in a ranking event final in recent decades.
He had a great chance there, Jordan. Just couldn't find that one good positional shot there from the red to the right centre. The position on the pink just caught that secondary red and was in no man's land, so he needs to create another opening here. Maybe this is the chance to do so. Tricky red though.
One.
Absolutely brilliant from the Antrim club player. Mark Allen and the rest of the boys will be watching every single ball.
6.
They realise the significance of this wonderful run for their good friend. 5:30 in the morning. He used to go to work at the petrol station. Occasionally ask his boss to knock off early so he could put in 5 hours of practice before he went to bed. He's done this the hard way.
7.
Well, he'll need to win this frame the hard way. That remaining red is very difficult, and I think he feels he's allowed that cue ball just to drift through a little bit further than he needed to. Oh yes, dead straight on the pink. I don't think he'll be taking this remaining red on. Just taking the 6 points, and will play what he hopes will be a very telling safety.
13.
Look at that, 38 points, all with one red left. Low scoring frame, but an intriguing one nevertheless.
Jordan Brown, 13.
He hasn't left this on as a cutback, has he? No, just a safety. But Ronnie's just caught that slightly wrong. But what a piece of good fortune that was. That could be a frame winner from Ronnie's point of view.
Well, he'll settle for that.
Incredible outcome for Jordan Brown. Be delighted with it, and it's given him this chance. This red, very missable, but it's a chance, and he'll be taking it on. Green will be the awkward ball to get on. It's the only difficult ball, really. Well done, good red.
1.
But the cue ball's just drifted to an awkward spot there. So awkward that was from Jordan's point of view. He was just hoping that cue ball could just drift
6.
past the black and the green for position on the yellow. This frame is still anybody's.
John Brown 6.
Difference in this frame is so big. The best in the world back to within 1, or a 3 frame cushion for the first time finalist.
Well, I'm sure our studio guests will be having a look at that shot again, because I have to say, I think Ronnie played exactly that shot there. Beautifully played. Where's this yellow going? Where's this yellow going? Oh, it's not a snooker. He's left this on for Ronnie. And one good positional shot here to the green. And that man's lead could be reduced to a single frame.
Two.
Never easy to control the cue ball when the object ball's in the jaws of a pocket. So Ronnie isn't on the green. He ought to be able to lay a pretty good snooker in behind the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 2.
Well, the highest break in this frame so far is only 33. But it's hugely significant.
Ronnie can certainly take this green on. I'm sure the cue ball will bypass the pink, come off 2 cushions. He should be beautifully on the brown. This is all about good cueing, good timing as well. Oh, and that was both from Ronnie.
3.
But has he overrun the cue ball? He has. Would you believe it? Well, he can still cut this brown in. But it's as missable as it is potable. There's a lot of pressure on it. Just 1 point between them. Both players requiring brown, blue and pink. He's got it. Goodness. Well, you can see the pressure attached to that pot because that brown wasn't travelling very far had he missed it. And you can see where the cue ball stopped. That was the first big pressure ball. One is knocked in this frame, and it could have won him it. Not perfectly on the blue, but this pink
12.
to draw within a single frame.
18 and a frame.
Straight in the heart of the pockets. And how significant will that frame prove to be come the end of the match? Jordan Brown had his chances, but it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who reduces the deficit back to within 1.
Yeah, it was crucial for Ronnie to win that opening frame of this session, wasn't it? Anyway, welcome for the final time this week to our studio inside the practice room, and Ken Doherty and Darren Morgan released from the captivity of the commentary box earlier on. It was a nervy old frame, that, Ken, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nervy. And, I mean, when the frames go a little bit scrappy, I actually favour Jordan Brown, but Ronnie played a couple of really good shots there, and particularly laying the snooker, got a good green, but particularly the brown with the extension, which Darren and I thought, you know, it's a horrible shot. If he misses this, he could, but it was a great shot, like, and a good start for Ronnie.
We'll look at those shots in a moment, Darren, but we saw Jordan practising, didn't we, just before we came on air. We had a brief chat with him. What did he have to say? Because he looked very relaxed, didn't he?
He was, you know, he was very relaxed. Said, how you feeling? You're looking forward, you know, is the adrenaline? He said, look, he said, the adrenaline's been going all week, but he said, I'm absolutely, totally excited to go out there. Who wouldn't be, he said, playing it. And he said to me, he said, look, I fancy it. He said, I don't know why, I just really fancy it.
Well, it seems that way from the way he's playing, doesn't it? He does believe he can do it. Yeah. Let's get into the analysis then. And it was a question of who would blink first, who would crack, wasn't it?
Yeah, both players. I mean, Jordan would be disappointed because he had a couple of chances and just didn't make enough points to steal the frame. But Ronnie potted a good green, but just look at the speed of the table and just look at this shot with the extension and how beautifully he played this to hold for the blue. That was a really tough shot, but very well executed and won him the frame, wasn't it?
Whereas, look, that brown was absolutely horrible. You know, you could put that up 10 times and he might get it a 2 or 3 out of the 10, you know. That was really important for Jordan Brown, really, that frame. Very similar to the frame before the mid-session interval this afternoon, which Jordan went on to win. Very scrappy affair. That was a real scrappy affair, and Jordan might have just missed the boat a tad there.
So hard to call, isn't it? One minute we think maybe this is destined to be Jordan's night, and then Ronnie comes back. We haven't really seen vintage Ronnie, have we? The very best of him.
No, he hasn't. The frames he's won on one visit, apart from that one. But what I will say about Jordan Brown, how cool and how composed he is for his first ranking final.
Thank you.
He looks very, very good. And I
Ronnie
think,
O'Sullivan
you know, obviously from what Darren was saying, talking to him, that he's very relaxed out there, and that's a big plus for him.
5-4 now, his lead over Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So, into frame 10. O'Sullivan right back in this match. No need to panic yet from the seemingly cool, calm and collected Jordan Brown. But this frame will be a test of his composure.
This will be Ronnie's second attempt to draw level with Jordan Brown. But Jordan there, as you can see in the background, looking rather pensive. But on that last frame of the afternoon session to eke out that 2-frame advantage. Been 4-1 ahead at one time in this match. When you're playing somebody like Ronnie O'Sullivan, Mark Selby, John Higgins, all of these guys, you've got to expect them to fight hard and come back at you. There are 2 reds just above the black. They're fairly close to being a plant in this left corner. The only reason I'm suggesting it because black's tied up, and if Ronnie were to play those 2 reds, could develop the black and obviously make the plant in the process, but they seem to be eyeing up the red near the blue spot.
He's just had a word with Ben Williams, our referee, and said that there's a chalk mark on that red. There was a great piece in the mid-session this afternoon about Ben Williams. I spoke to him before the match began. He said this is a massive occasion for him. His first live final on the BBC with Ronnie O'Sullivan. That his wife Emma and his 8-year-old daughter Letitia would be at home watching in Bolton.
One.
They're enjoying the occasion. And Ronnie O'Sullivan will be feeling better about this match, having taken the last and nailed that long straight red at the beginning of this one.
Four.
Well, this is certainly not an easy break from Ronnie's point of view. Pink only available into this left corner if you look.
5.
Completely tied up at the moment. So Ronnie will be looking to do something about both pink and black as soon as he can, particularly the black. Could really do that in open play. And of course with the blue in bulk, that makes things even worse from Ronnie's perspective.
Nine. Ten.
Doesn't have a good angle on the yellow here, Ronnie. Brown or blue would be better choices positionally. Problem is the blue's a little thin. You'd have to make sure he avoided that right hand centre pocket with the cue ball if he took the blue.
15. 16.
That was an excellent positional shot from Ronnie. Threaded the eye of the needle there, so to speak. Managed to get the right side of the blue as well. The red to right centre would be beneficial
21.
to Ronnie to get out of the way as well, because pink at the moment will pop there.
22. 27.
Oh, this is a bold shot choice here from Ronnie. He's out of position here. Oh, it's a great pot.
28.
Not the worst kiss on the blue. It's pots like that that will be sending a message to Jordan Brown.
$33. 34.
And he's done all the hard work now, Ronnie. Removed all the reds around the pink spot area. Pink can now go back onto its spot and pot in these 3 pockets.
40.
And all of a sudden, Ronnie O'Sullivan is looking very, very dangerous.
41.
Just 2 or 3 more reds and colours. And finally, Ronnie O'Sullivan will have the chance to draw level with Jordan Brown.
$47. 48. 54. 55.
'Just this red now. And these will be uncomfortable moments for Jordan Brown.
61.
From 4-1 up, he's about to be pegged back to 5-all.
62. 68.
It's been the perfect response from Ronnie O'Sullivan's perspective.
68. And the frame.
Jordan Brown takes a moment to contemplate, but concedes the frame, and we are all square.
We are, and we could be updating this particular table later on. We just thought we'd show you who's won the most ranking titles in history. Ronnie O'Sullivan on 37, top of the pile. He overtook Stephen Hendry last year, of course, by winning the World Championship. Mark Williams in there, of course, on 22. I'm sure that Welsh snooker fans would have loved to have seen Mark here this evening, a Welshman in the Welsh Open final. But, of course, Mark was dominated, wasn't he, by Ronnie O'Sullivan. And he seems to be hitting top gear now.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Darren and I are on page 6 of that ranking list, so...
we couldn't find that one.
But,
I'm a couple of pages behind you, but this, you know, this shot we're going to see here, the first one was great, the long red then into the corner pocket, but this shot, I mean, he's under real pressure for this, because if it goes wrong, he's given Jordan Brown a real great opportunity to get right back into this frame, and... you know, this is a different Ronnie O'Sullivan now, all of a sudden. Not to take anything away from Jordan Brown, but that first frame tonight was massive for Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could be a pivotal moment in this match. I know it's very, very early stages in the second session, but that first frame when Jordan had a few chances, really just to bridge the gap even further, put more pressure on Ronnie O'Sullivan. Now he's closed the gap and we're on parity once again. And, you know, you sort of... I hope that Jordan can come back just to settle his nerves a little bit more. But Ronnie looks like he's in the mood once again, and they're ominous signs for anybody, not just for Jordan Brown. But when he's in the mood and striking the ball as he is, You know, he scores so quickly.
Yeah, we felt if it was 4-4 going into this session this evening, that it might swing Ronnie's way. It's now level at 5-5. I'm just picking up on what you said earlier on, that chat with Jordan Brown you had. He said, though, win or lose tonight, this is a kind of a life-changing moment for him.
Oh, look, you know, he said, you know, I ain't going to grasp it with both hands. You know, he's in the tournament next week now, the Players' Championship, and, you know, he said it is a life-changing moment for him. And he said, I got to stay positive. When I go out tonight, all I'm looking for is if I can split the first session 2 each, and I split the next one 2 each, I've won the tournament. And I think that's the right attitude to have. But obviously, he's lost that first frame. He hasn't had no chance in that second one there. He just needs to get a nice opportunity now to settle down and sort of reassert himself back in this final.
See if he can get a game-changing frame. 5-5.
Fascinating moments now as we see how Jordan Brown will respond. Thought Ronnie O'Sullivan would pot that one, having taken the last 2 frames. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now he really is feeling it. And he knows it. That was the perfect chance just to settle himself back down, having lost the first 2 frames tonight. Anxious moments for Jordan Brown.
Yes, he looks rather embarrassed, having missed the red. But that will be a body blow for Jordan Brown. It's mistakes like that can really rock and shake your confidence. If Ronnie could score heavily from here, Jordan Brown could find it very tough to perform the way he did in this afternoon session.
6. Seven.
When you see Ronnie just stroke those sort of half or quarter ball cutbacks in the way he times them like that, when Ronnie starts to pot those cleanly like that, you know he's in good touch and timing the ball perfectly. To say this bedcloth is very, very fast. It was a lot slower, I felt, yesterday in the semi-finals, but with the undertable heating on, it seems to have drawn any moisture potentially out of the cloth, and it's absolutely like lightning now.
10.
Ronnie was hoping to just screw off that leg and be better on this black. Now, is he going to take this on? It's very thin. Oh, wow, goodness. I thought that would drop
Ronnie
in.
O'Sullivan 10.
A couple of the balls in this afternoon session struck the near jaw quite convincingly and went in. That one didn't.
One.
Well, that was Jordan's first pot in 18 minutes. I'm not sure he would have been expecting to come back to the table so soon after he missed that red to bottom right. Chance now just to settle again.
Well, how unlucky has Jordan Brown been there?
8.
Caught the main body of the pack of reds. They're spread all over the place. In fact, he couldn't have split those reds better. But to see that cue ball rebound off the side cushion with check side and just roll past the black spot, you can see it comes off with check side and it just comes past the black spot. So now the black's respotted. He can't pot the simple red to the left corner. He's looking here at the two reds together above the black to see if they're planted in the left centre. Well, that could be a lifesaver if they are.
But it's risky. Look at the way the rest of the reds are spread.
Oh no.
Jordan Brown, 8.
Oh dear. You could see why he was tempted to go for that, but it was a big risk with the reds spread the way they were.
I have to confess, I would have taken it on in his position and situation in the match. They were dead set. You just had to play it in a way that you thought would give yourself the best chance of it going in. But I'm not sure Jordan did that there by screwing back off them. Wow, just look at the position of the balls now. This is probably one of the best and easiest opportunities that Ronnie's had in the match.
Five. Six.
There's no one better at controlling the cue ball in a situation like this than
13.
Ronnie. Every shot, I'm sure, will be an easy one. If you look at the position of the reds, if you're not on one, you'll probably be on at least two others.
14.
This should be a frame-winning visit for a player of the quality of Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And having won those first two frames as well, his concentration and focus will be right there.
21. $27. 28. 34. 35.
'That's well played from Ronnie. He really did want this. Stopping the blue going into the
41.
same pocket.
42.
Jordan
44.
hasn't had a break over 30 in this evening session. And he's about to
45.
find himself behind in this match for the first time. He needs to try and find something in the next frame.
$51.
Barring snookers, he's not coming back to the table in this frame.
52.
The four-time Welsh Open champion is absolutely in the groove now.
58.
This is the perfect start for
59.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$61. Ronnie O'Sullivan 61 and the frame.
So, Ronnie O'Sullivan is ahead, and all of a sudden, he finds himself 3 frames away from a 5th Welsh Open title.
Yes, given that he leads in this match for the first time, 5-3 down going into the evening session, 3 in a row to lead Jordan Brown, and now we're going to see what the man from Northern Ireland is made of, Darren. Tough now.
Like we said, that first frame was the big one, wasn't it? Now he's lost 3 in concession, you know, rather quickly. You know, he had a chance in this one, and he was a little bit unfortunate. He potted a good long red into the left corner, and we see this black. He couldn't have played this any better. He's at 100 miles an hour. He's got a perfect split on the reds. It's just the white that's checked back. The side was still on it when it hit the side cushion. Is checked back behind the black. He'd be frustrated.
And what's worse for Jordan Brown is, in the frustration, he's had a bit of a panic here. You have a look at these 2 reds. Now, to me, they look like they're going to the left jaw. Now, what happens with pressure is, sometimes pressure can affect you in different ways. It can make you very, very nervous, make your arms very shaky, but also it can sort of stop you thinking very, very clearly. And obviously there, Jordan wasn't thinking clearly because he had no real reason to go for that plant.
He was sort of pushing, didn't
yeah,
it?
there was no reason to push the boat out. He could have played a good safety and been a little bit more composed, but he felt like he had to push the boat out because he was unlucky not being on a red, and that's the worst thing you can do. And that's the way sometimes pressure can affect you because it stops you having sort of clarity. And when you do that, you make big mistakes and it costs you the frame. And that's exactly what happened to him.
He's got, well, both players have gone out now to sort of gather their thoughts, and he's got to find some clarity again, hasn't he?
He has, but I agree 100% with what Ken just said there. You know, a little bit of frustrating on the plant. You know, he's had to try and squeeze it a little bit, but all of a sudden, whereas he was getting chances, you know, they were coming thick and fast. All of a sudden, they've dried up. You know, Ronnie O'Sullivan, to be fair tonight, after that first frame, he looks totally switched on.
He certainly does. Just worth picking up on the noise. Obviously, that crowd noise you can hear in the background is manufactured. We don't have a crowd, but that's a guy. That's an assistant referee, isn't it? Pushing the button on the U's and the R's and the clapping.
Yeah, the happy clappers we call them.
It's a bit subjective, though, isn't it? It's a bit like, oh, well, yeah, I think this is worth it, or I think this isn't, or whatever.
I mean, it does add a little bit of atmosphere too. It's a bit like the crowd, you know, and the football and stuff like that. It does, and it's nice for the players because if they make a good shot, or if they make a century, and they get a little round of applause, you know, if they don't have that in the background, then it seems a little bit flat. But it's a nice little addition, I think.
Real or not, they welcome it. Here's Ronnie then, and another big frame coming up.
Yes, I think from Jordan Brown's perspective, a little break after this frame will be mighty useful indeed. The 33-year-old has come through 4 final frame deciders this week. He's used to showing character and needs to do so tonight, and that was a good start to this frame.
Yes, I'm pretty certain he attempted the plant there, but it wasn't such a certainty that he could have risked playing for a bolt colour. But if he's feeling brave, he can take this brown on. It's very straight, as you can see, and if he can cue it straight, he will leave himself on a red. Yeah, well played. Just a quick word on the fake applause. Yes, it's normally a referee that operates it. There's a laptop just backstage with a little menu of about 6 or 7 different options for different applause. We have one for the beginning of the match. prolonged applause until the end of the match. A similar thing. We have one for good long pots, good safety shots. We even have one for good snooker escapes. So they've pretty much covered all bases except the one for the dreaded mobile phone going off.
13. $14.
Oh, Jordan's confidence will be steadily increasing now. It was an excellent plant that he made and great brown. Just make a good break here, win the frame from here if possible. It'll really settle him down at the interval, and I don't think he'd be particularly dismayed to be 6-all.
$22. $29. $30.
Considering the context of this visit and what O'Sullivan has done already this evening, this is looking very smooth from Jordan Brown.
Had a good angle there to go into the reds, but he needed a lot
37.
more action on the cue ball. You see that little shell for 3 reds? It's never ideal. Problem is, though, if you impart too much backspin, you screw off them and end up near one of the black corner pockets. Oh, well done. He's
38.
on the black, so this is very good from Jordan Brown.
That surely is his best pot of the evening session so far. Real self-belief just when he needed it.
$45. $46.
Well, that definitely went wrong. But the cannon to the blue isn't a bad one. 46 the lead. Still plenty left for Ronnie O'Sullivan should a mistake be made.
This is awkward. And it's also a key moment of this break. Remember, he's only the second Northern Irishman to make it through to a Welsh Open final. History on his shoulders.
Jordan Brown, 46.
He didn't like it. It is his best visit of this evening session. But the awkward queuing position gave him a problem. And the break comes to an end.
Yeah, just the pace prohibited that blue from dropping.
1.
But Ronnie hasn't controlled the cue ball well here. It wanted to be on a choice of green or brown. Now, he's on the blue, but slightly hampered by the yellow, I think. So getting onto a red here for Ronnie won't be an easy task. Oh, is he looking at the two reds as a plant? That may be his best option. Oh, you can see they're offset, but it could easily be made. Well, it was a good effort. Had to play it with top and right hand side to come between green and brown.
6.
The line of the cue ball was perfect, but the pace wasn't quite.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Not a bad Sadie from Jordan, but the red that he's played is definitely cuttable. And I don't think Ronnie would be cannoning into the black either, so it would be a shot to nothing. Normally very good at these, Ronnie. But not on that occasion. Well, does Ronnie O'Sullivan take this red on? If it doesn't go in, I feel he'd be very lucky to get away with it. If it does go in, he'll give himself a great chance to go 2 frames up at the mid-session interval.
Wry smile on the face of the reigning world champion. Jordan's had a difficult hour or so this evening. Must take advantage of this chance to finish the frame.
One.
Again, just let that cue ball drift through a little. Want it to be much straighter on the blue. If he takes the blue on now, he'll be cannoning into the other reds. So it's the brown. I think there's a red in the middle of that little group that will pot into the left corner. Oh, is he going to cannon the blue? Well, I don't think he'll risk anything now, just a safety.
5.
Shaping up to take it on. Oh, well done. I must confess, I keep forgetting how tall
6.
Jordan is. I thought he'd have to play that with the rest, but he could reach it.
That was absolutely brilliant from the 33-year-old. What self-belief in the context.
John Brown, 6.
Happy to preserve this lead as he tries to edge closer to drawing level before their last little break in this final. Hope you're enjoying this at home. Doesn't always have to be about century breaks. So much at stake for both players.
Foul and miss. Jordan Brown 4.
Ronnie is just trying to contact the red nearest that right centre because he knows if he can cannon it full ball,
Right.
it won't leave anything on for Jordan Brown. And even though he ran past that red, the blue is blocking its avenue into the left centre.
Okay, right. Jordan, thank you. Foul and a miss. Jordan Brown 4.
Well, decision time now. Does Jordan fancy taking the red on? Or will he exercise his right to have the balls replaced?
Back.
Yeah. I think Ronnie will be happy with that. Because if he gets it right, he won't leave a pot on.
Okay.
And he's got this absolutely right.
Overall in this match, Jordan's safety play has been pretty good. He was on 92% for the afternoon session, with Ronnie on 78. Dipped a fraction, but still the better of the two players.
Well, Ronnie took that red on. And run of the ball can be so important at times, and Ronnie had plenty there. Oh, but well played,
Wow.
Jordan Brown. 55 ahead. Brown had put him 59 ahead with 59 on, but he's not looking at it.
Jordan Brown 1.
Ronnie O'Sullivan barely took any time at all before blasting that one.
Yes, with all the reds in the open, in the middle of the table, there was nothing he could just rest on. If he's left this red on, danger signs. Can Ronnie cut this in and get onto the black? He can. He may just have a new favourite for this frame.
4 reds, so there's 59 available. There is enough on the table for O'Sullivan to steal this.
One.
Oh, Rob, that's perfect. If Ronnie can just chip this pink down the cushion, he'll be playing, I think, for the red that's just to the left of the black there. Thing is, where will the pink spot? I think it will have to go on the blue or... Oh, the pink's in. Yeah, I think it will go on the blue spot, and that's going to help Ronnie. Well, you can see now there isn't a ball
7.
safe, and Ronnie, all of a sudden, from nowhere in this frame, will be disappointed to lose it.
8.
This would be an absolute hammer blow for Jordan Brown. who looked like he'd done almost all the hard work necessary to take us into the little mid-session level at 6 frames all.
$15. $16.
Jordan Brown has lost all 3 frames played this evening. Will lose all 4 before the mid-session interval. Something that would be very difficult psychologically to recover from.
23. $24.
Wow, is this Jordan's last hope here? Ronnie was just the wrong side of the pink.
30.
So needs a decent pot and position to green here.
$32.
Wow, has it gone wrong? Does the green pass the brown? But the mistake from Ronnie's point of view was the position on the pink. You could see that the green does pop, but Ronnie may have to take the cue ball all around the angles if he wants to get nicely on the brown. And that was a massive kick.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 32. Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
This is now getting to be uncomfortable viewing for Jordan Brown's friends and
Back. Can you bring that up for the
Club
blue,
mates.
please, Brendan?
over in Northern Ireland.
It's not on the screen, so you'll have to...
Okay.
Brendan
That's okay.
Moore helping
Okay,
out from
okay.
Marcus
Yeah.
Chair, hugely experienced referee. Be helping Ben Williams make sure that the cue ball is back in exactly the right place.
It's
He
where...
just
Yeah.
needs to take a really deep breath
No,
here,
no, no,
Jordan
fine,
Brown.
fine. Got ball back.
It's
Ball
been
back.
an absolutely brilliant run
Bit more to you.
to the final. And
Yep,
this
stop,
frame
stop, stop.
isn't
Yep, okay.
over yet.
John? Ronnie, thank you.
But boy oh boy is he up against it this evening.
His decision to have the balls replaced has worked out. Jordan's left the green on, and Ronnie can certainly get onto the brown from it.
Well, you certainly wouldn't have expected Ronnie O'Sullivan to miss that, but he has left this green safe.
Well, chance for Ronnie to play a good safety here. He may even attempt to cross double the green. Focused on a good green instead. Although it's a good shot from Ronnie, it could have been better. We've certainly seen Ronnie take on pots like this before at crucial times. Oh, he's got the double kiss, and he's been fortunate again, I think. I don't think that green is cuttable, not from where the cue ball is.
Little shake of the head there from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He knows what a hammer blow this frame would be if he can move to within 2 of the winning line. Not there yet.
Oh, Rob, that was a big ask to cut that green, and he needed the brown as well, but across the table, across the nap, an acute angle. Well, it's not something I would have wanted to take on, I promise.
Now comes Jordan's chance.
Three.
Needs this. Massive moment.
7.
Well done, Jordan Brown. He has survived some very edgy moments in this frame.
Jordan Brown, 7.
Ronnie O'Sullivan having a good look. Checking the scores.
Frame conceded, frame.
Frame
Jordan
is
Brown.
conceded.
There's 15,
Well,
7,
Jordan
20
Brown
past
goes
nine,
into
so
this
it's
last
down.
little interval having restored parity. He somehow held his nerve together. How crucial could that prove to be?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, same as this first frame now after the interval
Yeah.
is just as big in some ways. I mean, Ronnie would have been coming into tonight's match saying he's got to win the first 3 out of 4 to give himself a chance. Anything less than that, I think it'd have been a big ask. But now they're all level. That's where he would have liked to have been.
Back out then for the decisive session. 2 horses neck and neck, really. We may need a photo finish. It's been really tight to call, but we must find a winner. Let's take you back in and rejoin Dominic Dale
Nice
and Rob
job.
Walker.
Thank you. 13th frame. Jordan Brown to break.
Thanks very much, Ian. Here we are then, at the end of an absolutely epic week of live snooker. Best of 5 for the title. Edging towards 3 hours 20 minutes. How many more twists and turns of drama will there be? The end of that last frame before the break was massive for Jordan Brown.
Ronnie just playing that with a little bit of side spin, just to swerve that cue ball just fractionally around the green to make the potting angle, and it was a good effort. He has left it on. Jordan couldn't quite kill the pace of the cue ball there. Another big frame, isn't it? Nothing between these players. Down to best
Yellow
of
ball.
5, really. First player to 9 becomes the champion.
Jordan Brown, 1.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan has been involved in 5 previous finals. He's won 4 of them. The first 3 went all the way to a decider. He came from 8-5 down to beat Steve Davis in 2004, 7-5 down to beat Stephen Hendry the following year. Selby came back at him to deny him a third title in 2008. And then when he beat Ding Junhui in 2014, he finished the match and the championship with a 147. There are never dull occasions when he plays in a Welsh Open final. And this has been brilliant so far. His last title, of course, coming against Neil Robertson, when he came from 4-2 down in that one. But this is about Jordan Brown and Ronnie O'Sullivan.
1.
And he's showing some composure here at the start of frame 13.
Yes, decent pot there from Jordan. Ronnie O'Sullivan's safety, though, was not a good one. Position here to red. Nothing, not straightforward for Jordan. And to drop the yellow in. It's not too bad. If he plays the red
Right.
that's to the left of the black that's just below it, it'll really open the black spot area up. So this is a big shot for Jordan. Well done.
4.
And now you can cannon the red away from the black, the one that's directly above the black. A delicate cannon here should leave him on the red, just to the left of it. Oh, Jordan Brown will never get a better chance than this in the frame.
11.
Pressure now will steadily increase on both players
12.
as the winning line draws ever closer. Whenever you have to play a cannon,
19.
you never guarantee that it'll finish exactly how you want it to. I don't know if Jordan feels he can maintain position on the black here.
$20.
Yeah, whenever you play those cannons, it can always go wrong. And although he hadn't finished too badly on that red, he's short of pace for the blue, and I'm assuming the pink doesn't pop to the right corner. Oh no. So it'll have to be the blue for Jordan, but you can see there are no easily accessible reds to play for. So has he just left himself in a position to play good safety, and if so,
25.
that was a great chance for Jordan that's been spurned just slightly. And this is a mistake.
Jordan Brown,
Cannon
25.
the blue, and he's given Ronnie a great chance here.
One. Eight.
I think Ronnie was trying to cannon into the reds just to the right of the one that he did. Could have been on one nicely to this left corner, but that could have been worse.
9.
played. Screwed on and off the cushion for position on the black, and now he's just one good cannon away from giving himself a chance to win this frame. Well, he'll be delighted
16.
with this. The Reds have developed well, and he's on one to the right centre.
$17.
He would have been annoyed at not finishing off that frame before the break and allowing Jordan Brown to draw level at 6 apiece. Has he given this enough?
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
No, he hasn't.
17.
What an opportunity that was for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Too delicate. And the potential big break comes to an end prematurely.
Yeah, the mistake was made from the red before into the centre pocket. Just didn't get enough backspin on the cue ball to leave himself better on the black, and that's a superb safety shot from Jordan Brown. Who knows, that could be a frame winner for him. Tough escape this.
Foul on a miss. John Brown 4.
Straight back in. Fantastic safety shot from Jordan Brown.
John, thank you.
Very important for Ben Williams to place the cue ball correctly there, because it'll affect the severity of the swerve that one is playing.
Can you
He's
bring
trying
that
to
off
come
me,
off the
please, Brendan?
top cushion and glance off one of the two reds near the pink spot to take the cue ball back into bulk.
Looks right, according
Very
to-
important
Looks right to
cue
you.
balls
Yeah, we can fine tune it, Ronnie, to where you think
perfectly
it was.
replaced.
Yeah?
That's how it looks on there.
Where,
That's how it looks on there.
right, so if we can gauge it. Okay? Okay, thank you.
Well, Ronnie
Cheers,
just
Ben.
wanted to make absolutely sure from Ben Williams that he put
Foul.
it back
A miss.
where he should do.
John Brown 6.
And that's the first big sign of frustration from Ronnie O'Sullivan. I don't think he was overly happy with the position of the cue ball, but Brendan Moore clarifying it was exactly back where it had been before.
1.
And what a chance this is now for Jordan Brown.
Eight. Foul.
Ronnie
Miss.
clearly didn't feel he could repeat the attempt from
9.
shot number 1, or escape number 1. So played the old hit and hope shot there, really. Red went in the centre pocket. Unfortunately, from Ronnie's point of view, he cannoned into the pink, so a foul was committed immediately. So Jordan Brown, 35 points
16.
ahead here. You will need one of the 3 tricky reds. The 2 there near the pink, or the one on that left-hand side cushion.
17.
Did he try to develop that? I think he probably did. So he's overrun for the black. So Ronnie may have a chance to contest this frame yet.
He's giving this absolutely everything.
Green ball.
Little break of 17 comes to an end. It's been a useful visit, but he's run out of position.
Jordan Brown 17.
the applause there. Fantastic outcome from Ronnie's point of view. Not entirely sure that he played that. He's got the line wrong here. He's going to cannon into the black.
Foul and a miss.
And he's left the
Ronnie
red.
O'Sullivan 7.
29 in front, but 3 reds on the table, so 51 available. No! And look at the position of that missed red. Even though he's got all those decades of experience, Ronnie O'Sullivan's feeling it as well.
One.
Great drama here at the Celtic Manor. We really hope you're enjoying the action live on BBC Wales. We're on the edge of our seats here in the commentary box, that's for sure.
Yes, well, meanwhile, hold the back page. Jordan Brown hasn't finished well on the pink here. He's got work to do. He only needs one more red after this black to regain the lead. Oh, good pot on the black, and he's dropped in nicely. The choice of both reds. So nothing too extravagant here.
8. Nine.
He's holding himself together here. This has been a fantastic response.
15.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan moving 6-5 ahead. 2 in a
16.
row here for the 33-year-old Northern Irishman. What a climax to this match in prospect.
$22.
Well, we haven't got a crowd here, so in some ways you can't tell how people are feeling it. But I've just had a text message from Mark Allen who says, "I am so nervous over here, mate." This is huge
27.
for Northern Irish snooker. Jordan bidding to become
31.
only the 4th man from his country to win a ranking title, along with Mark Allen, Dennis Taylor and the late great Alex Higgins. That's the kind of company he would be in
36.
if he can find 2 more frames. What a story this would be.
42. 49
Well, he's
in the
not there
frame.
yet,
John
but
Brown.
that's a mighty big help. Jordan Brown is back in the lead, 2 away from a fairy tale victory against the greatest player ever to pick up a cue. 7-6.
Well, it's truly amazing, isn't it? It's just fantastic drama for a Sunday night here in Newport. You know, he's just... To having gone behind again to, well, for the first time against Ronnie, it was 6-5, wasn't it? To come back into the lead and the way that he's going about it, he looked like a ruthless assassin there.
Well, he has done, you know. He's taught, I just said now to Ken, you know, while we were off here, how composed he is again all of a sudden, you know. He looked a little bit nervy in the frames before the interval, and now he's come out now. That was a great frame for him, but Ronnie O'Sullivan, I mean, there's alarm bells going off all over the place at the minute. He's, you know, this shot we're going to show in a minute, I mean, this is just total frustration. Yeah, it's a bit like the old Ronnie of yesterday, whereas we haven't seen that for many years. You know, he's been solid with the way he approaches the game and so positive, but that's worrying signs.
Yeah, impetuous, wasn't it, Ken?
Yeah, a little bit. And this one will frustrate me even more because he got another chance and he missed a relatively easy red. And yeah, he's looking like very sort of impetuous and sort of impatience is creeping in. And Jordan Brown will be sitting in his chair and thinking, he's got his nose in front, and Ronnie looks like, you know, he's cracking a little bit, and he's thinking he might be rubbing his hands. Now, that can be a dangerous thing to do as well, because he's still 2 from home. Ronnie's gone out to compose himself, but he's got to keep Ronnie under pressure. Don't push the boat out. Let Ronnie give you the chances, which he will do. If he keeps it, Jordan Brown is playing a perfect game here. He's playing some great safety. He's keeping that cue ball glued behind the ball colours and glued to the ball cushion. And he's frustrating Ronnie. And the scrappier it goes in this match, I think the better chance Jordan Brown has.
What Jordan will hope is that Ronnie is starting to lose his hunger to win this match.
Well, I think what we're seeing at the minute is Ronnie has had chances to pinch frames, and whereas normally he's very adept in doing that, he's been breaking down, either losing position or he's had to play a safety shot where he's missed a pot. So he's getting frustrated with himself that the chances have been there, he's not converted them.
That's the trophy. They are playing for the Ray Reardon Trophy. Who's going to lift it? Jordan Brown, 2 frames away. Cracking entertainment, isn't it? If you love snooker, this is why you love snooker, isn't it?
Thanks very much, guys. I would say this is the kind of story that transcends snooker. This is about great sport, full stop. One man in uncharted territory bidding for a life-changing performance and a life-changing amount of money. The other has nothing left to prove, but is desperate to show everyone he is still the man to beat. He's got absolutely everything, the climax of this match. And what will we see now from the reigning world champion, the winner of 37 ranking titles? That's a good start to his response to the disappointment of losing the previous frame.
Jordan Brown be very disappointed with himself for leaving that pot on for Ronnie O'Sullivan. It wasn't particularly difficult. And this is a really good chance for Ronnie, who I feel is a little frustrated with himself for not winning a couple of frames that would potentially land killer blows psychologically on Jordan Brown.
6.
I believe that cannon's gone wrong. He's on nothing here.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
It could be one of those matches now for Ronnie whereby he just has to win it any way he can. He'll need a lot of patience. And these frames could, as Ken was saying or alluding to in the studio, they could become rather awkward. It just seems to be one of those matches, or it's become one of those matches in the last 2 or 3 frames.
Well, as I mentioned a little while ago, Ronnie O'Sullivan has come from behind in 3 of the 4 Welsh Open titles that he's won. He's turned around a 4-1 deficit to get himself back in touch in this match. The difference today is he arrived here as the overwhelming favourite for the title. Jordan Brown was 750 to 1 before the tournament began. But Dominic, he certainly hasn't played like a rank outsider, and he certainly hasn't turned up today and given the impression this is his first ranking final.
That's a good pot from Ronnie again.
1.
Not the best shot from Jordan. Yeah, absolutely. It just goes to show, doesn't it, the terrific strength and depth in our game at the moment. Jordan Brown came into this event world ranked 81 and he made 22 career centuries. But he is having a good season. And 56,500 last year, which is good for somebody ranked where he is. He's already won 30,000 this season before this event, so guaranteed to eclipse last season's tally.
Three. Four.
One thing Ronnie must not do is become frustrated with himself. Just stick to his task. I think Ronnie wanted to come out this evening and just completely dominate his opponent, and he looked like doing so for the first 3 frames. Had a great chance to win that frame before the interval, which would have seen him take a 7-5 lead. Instead of which,
10.
Jordan Brown managed to win a close one to take us to the interval 6-all, and of course he just won the last frame, so only playing catch-up, but the pressure, as I say, will really increase on both men now. Every frame is of vital importance at this stage of
15.
a match. His problem is the fact that the black is out of commission and also the pink. It's been the case for a lot of these frames. Don't know if the red that's just next to the pink will pot into this left corner. If it does, that'll be a big help to Ronnie.
$21. 22.
Wow, played the cannon into the reds and the pink, and that
27.
couldn't really have worked out any better for Ronnie. Not only have the reds fanned out beautifully, he's developed the black as well.
28.
And all of a sudden, Ronnie O'Sullivan has a chance to win this frame in a single scoring visit.
$33.
And if he was feeling a little bit frustrated after the previous frame, perfect tonic to that here.
34.
If he can take this frame. Balls are nicely spread for the reigning world champion.
$39. 40.
Can you imagine how much a live audience would have enjoyed the toing and froing in this match? The atmosphere would have been absolutely electric.
45.
Absolutely. And it would have been a tougher experience probably for somebody who hasn't experienced such an
46.
occasion. I'm talking of course about Jordan Brown. Hadn't been in the world ranking semi-final before, let alone a final such as this. But he really is playing his part. It's been a tremendous match. But now if Ronnie O'Sullivan can pot a red colour,
51.
he'll be once again tied, this time at 7-all.
52.
Well, this will be his 9th blue of the break. He's worked hard for it.
$57.
Great
58.
response this from the four-time Welsh Open champion. Hoping to tie John Higgins with 5 victories.
Well, this has been an excellent break from Ronnie. It really has made it from nothing, really. Well, the brown
Ronnie
goes
O'Sullivan,
astray, or does
58.
it? Yes,
And
it
a frame.
does. But that excellent break from Ronnie O'Sullivan, a very, very hard-working break of 58 from him. And he reduces the arrears. We're once again tied. It's 7-all. It's a best of 3.
Don't want to drop your cue at this stage. Ronnie O'Sullivan then levelling things up 7-7. Just when you think that Jordan might just be pulling away to win this, suddenly, as we said, twists and turns, they keep on coming. Again, we can't call it.
In all fairness, though, I must say that was a classy break from Ronnie O'Sullivan. You know, he did go out to try and compose himself. There was a bit of steam coming out of his ears in the previous frame, but he played one particular shot. I mean, he got 9 blues and 1 yellow in that break and had to work really hard. But have a look at this shot. Talk about hitting the pink full ball. And he didn't go into them very gently either. But look at the result. Absolutely sublime break that was. I mean, he's made a lot of centuries this week. But I tell you, none better than that little break of 57, like really crucial.
It was good. I mean, we were talking about him being a bit reckless in the previous frame, the way he was whacking the ball around. That was more controlled aggression, wasn't it? Using power properly.
Well, he hit the ball, you know, really sweetly again in that frame for that period within that break. But I mean, the frame before, he threw his toys at the pram a little bit with a couple of the shots. But he's gone out. He's come back in composed, and as Ken said, you know, that was top quality effort.
And we may have questioned his desire to win the match. Has he got the hunger, or does he just write it off? Well, clearly he's not. He's not
no, definitely. I mean, he still has that great competitive spirit, like all the great players have. And he's certainly the best of them all. But no, he wants to win this trophy. There's no doubt about that. It's just that things haven't gone like as planned or as people thought they might go, and particularly him. Because he was a huge favourite. He was 1-14 favourite going into this match. But Jordan Brown has really put it up to him, and he's asked questions, and certainly Ronnie has answered a question in that last frame.
You've been there, Darren, you know, the very first Welsh Open, runner-up to Stephen Hendry. You know what sort of pressure that Jordan Brown is feeling, being so close to the finish line now. What's he feeling?
It is, you know, I was talking to Jordan earlier, and I said my first ever ranking event was the Welsh Open, you know, but fair dues to Jordan. He's made a real fight of it, you know. I just got absolutely thumped, you know. It was just one of them.
Yeah. He's made a real fight.
At least Darren still has a good memory, you know. It's been so long ago. I thought I'd get that in.
Well, it'll be 30 years next year because, of course, you know, this is the 30th edition, but I guess next year the 30th anniversary proper of this event, isn't it? But you know, Ronnie does what Ronnie does, I suppose, bites his fingernails and waited for Jordan to come back in. And, you know, Ronnie, we've got the World Championship coming up. It's not too far away now.
I think for Jordan Brown's point of view, I think he'd be still delighted at the position that he's in. I mean, he's 2 frames from winning his first ranking event final against Ronnie O'Sullivan. So, you know, the thought process should be, look, he would have taken this before the match. He still has a great chance. The game is still in the balance. And when it gets this close, anything can happen. You know, even the greats, you know, can come unstuck.
And as we've already seen within this match at the minute, it's as if destiny is playing a part here, because everything that could possibly go wrong or right for Jordan so far in this match, and he's played really well, so he deserves the rubs he's been getting, has happened. The little nudges that Ronnie's had, and he's snookered himself on this, or he's snookered himself on that. You know, it's an intriguing match, and like Ken said, he's right on the cusp of achieving something unbelievably great.
Can't take your eyes off it, can you, for a second? 7-7.
A best of 3 for this prestigious title and the Ray Reardon Trophy. Which one of these players is going to blink first? Absolutely brilliant final unfolding here at the Celtic Manor. And there is the magnificent trophy. It's the stuff of dreams for the man who was working in a petrol station 5 years ago.
Good escape there from Jordan. A particular two-cushion glancing blow was first pioneered, I suppose. But Cliff Wilson. Well, there's another Welsh great for you. Cliff Thorburn, the Canadian player, when he came over here in the very early 80s. Haven't really seen any players playing that particular shot until he did. Dangerous with that red going towards the left corner, but he controlled the cue ball very well. And then O'Sullivan is snookered on all reds.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I'm not sure. Ronnie wants Jordan Brown to have a look at this. There is a gap between brown and yellow, but you're talking a millimetre or two probably, so infinitesimal space between the two balls. I'm just wondering if Ronnie thinks he can come off the cushion rail and flick the red into the pocket, the one that's near the left corner. I don't think he can.
That was a lovely moment, because it shows you how much respect O'Sullivan has for the way Jordan Brown has conducted himself this week and today in this final. That was a nice touch.
That's something that happens so easily. Cue ball could just skim off the pack. You can leave your opponent in now. Has Ronnie left Jordan Brown this red near the left corner? I think he has myself. I think this goes. Played it with running side. Oh, he's controlled the cue ball to perfection here. Great chance for Jordan Brown. Side on the cue ball there speeds it up off the cushion rails, enables it to swing around with effortless ease the position. Problem he has here is the black's tied up.
Six. Seven.
I think we can expect a fair amount of emotion from Jordan Brown at the end of this match. I remember he was on the verge of tears after he beat Ryan Day to secure his Crucible debut last summer. That win preserved his tour status. He's keeping it together at the moment. He is a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve.
12.
And he has stepped into uncharted territory in spectacular fashion this week.
Whenever you're a low-ranked player
13.
and you're in a final like this playing one of the game's greatest ever players, you're just hoping that they don't play so well that they embarrass you and win. Something like 9-0, 9-1, 9-2, something like that. Well, that certainly hasn't happened. Jordan Brown has contested this final brilliantly. And we're now at the stage where whoever loses this will be bitterly disappointed. See the pot success. That's very impressive, 90% for Jordan Brown in a final, his first ever final. And his long pot success is better than that of Ronnie O'Sullivan. And there are the safety stats. Well, he was awkwardly positioned there,
Jordan
had
Brown,
to really
13.
force the cue ball around the angles, and playing it with the rest like that made that green very difficult. And he has landed on a red. Just see the rest head move there as he struck the cue ball. That wouldn't have helped.
One.
Wonderful cueing from Ronnie. Had to contort himself over that
6.
pack of reds, try not to foul anything, had to strike down on the cue ball at full stretch, that was good.
7.
And you do just begin to wonder if all the experience of winning a total of 37 ranking titles. I was trying to find it there on my stats. Got them written down here in front of me. It's a paragraph in itself, all the titles that he's won. No experience.
12.
Well, will it come to the fore just at the right time?
$13.
You're right to draw the attention back to Ronnie O'Sullivan, Dominic, because, of course, the sporting public loves the story of an underdog. But Ronnie O'Sullivan's talent and longevity is absolutely incredible. If he wins this match this evening, if you include
18.
his invitational titles, Champion of Champions, Shanghai Masters and the Masters, it will be his 30th major win since he turned 30, which is an incredible statistic.
19.
2 titles a season, every year, since he reached an age that not too long ago would have been deemed past the peak for a snooker player. But he, along with John Higgins and Mark Williams, who we saw yesterday in the semi-final, they've rewritten the boundaries of what people thought was possible from a snooker player. I think if you'd have said to the likes of Steve Davis back in the 80s, could a player over 30 win 30 titles? Surely his answer would have been no way. But O'Sullivan has proven you
24.
can get better with age.
Well, when you consider Stephen
25.
Hendry won all 7 of his world titles between 1990 and 2000 in that span of 10 years, that decade. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, a reigning world champion, always missed the pink.
Ronnie
He'll
O'Sullivan,
be
25.
absolutely furious with himself. What a let-off that was for Jordan Brown. I was about to say Ronnie's won his world championships over a span of 20 years, pretty much.
1.
I just wonder, Rob, did he have one hand psychologically on the trophy there?
That reaction was telling as well from O'Sullivan. Anybody who thinks
7.
he's not bothered anymore and he's already won it all, he's desperate to make it 5 Welsh Open titles. but he's handed a chance in this frame to his inexperienced opponent.
8.
That shows you how much he still wants it.
14. $15.
Well, I don't know how Jordan Brown's feeling. He must be terribly nervous. Every ball here is of vital importance. Can he just keep a good control of the cue ball? The essence of good
21.
break building is not to allow the cue balls to travel too far. These remaining reds are
22.
a little bit all over the place. Has a lead of 10 points. He doesn't have a good angle here on the pink. Want it to be a lot straighter. Could be a lot of snooker left in this frame yet. Oh, good pot. As you can see, he's not particularly close to his next red. 16 points ahead.
28.
We need all remaining reds.
$29.
He's not badly on the blue. He can come around 2 cushions and stun him behind the red. There's this left-hand side cushion, probably into the right centre. How's the pace? Well, that's not bad.
34.
But getting on this last red by the black will be a big problem.
$35.
Oh, that is superb from Jordan Brown. Well, if there'd been a crowd, I think the applause would have been a bit
41.
more enthusiastic than that. O'Sullivan's missed pink.
42.
And the Northern Irishman has thus far taken full advantage. Whew. Little bit of a flutter of the heart there.
47.
What a story.
49.
Dominic, it's hard to put into context here for people who might be tuning in to snooker as casual followers of the sport. The size of this upset would be huge. Talking about a player ranked 81st in the world.
52.
Of course he doesn't play as if he's 81. But what a victory this would be. And he's a frame away.
Well, this has been a fantastic break from Jordan Brown. It really has.
56.
He was given the opportunity by Ronnie O'Sullivan, but he's taken full advantage of it. And he's now a frame away from his first ever ranking title success. The blue doesn't matter. That
John Brown,
excellent
56,
break
and the frame.
of 56 from Jordan Brown. He goes now within a frame of his first ever ranking event title. He's 8-7 up. One more required for a famous victory.
One more frame away from the most unpredictable victory we could have, well, possibly seen coming at the start of the week. Just a tremendous story.
Well, he's just not lying down, is he? You know, he's gone ahead, Ronnie's come back at him, he's gone ahead again, Ronnie's come back at him, and every time Ronnie looks like he's going to take the lead, he does something, and we're going to see this now. You know, this pink he's missed, okay, there's a little bit of pressure on it, but Ronnie had popped that 50 out of 50 under normal circumstances. You could see the frustration there.
Yeah, and this was a beautiful shot. Jordan did all the work and got himself into this position. Had to make the connection on the red because he needed that red to win the frame and couldn't have played it any better. And that was a wonderful little break, particularly under pressure. And, you know, there's signs here for Jordan Brown. We've said it, like, there have been signs during this match that he's not lying down, he's not going to give it easy. And when the chance came along, he wasn't going to balk at the winning line either. And Ronnie is going to have to do something very, very special to try and pull this out of the bag, because at the moment, Jordan Brown looks the stronger of the two.
I mean, you only have to have a bit of a flick through social media just to see how much support there is for Ronnie out there. Such a popular figure among snooker fans, willing him on tonight. But even they would not begrudge, surely, Jordan Brown, if he does this, given the size of that possible victory. Well,
obviously, you know, I'm going to say that, but you wouldn't say that. If you saw the fans, they would still be begrudging Jordan Brown because they don't know him personally. You know, all they see is Ronnie. But he's such a lovely guy, Jordan Brown. You know, he deserves if he gets this victory. And if he doesn't get the victory, in some ways he's won anyway. You know, that'll just be the icing on the cake for him. But, you know, he still looks like he's in total control of his emotions. And if he gets his chance, as me and Ken have said, you know, we honestly believe he's not going to miss anything easy. Ronnie's going to have to take this away from him. He's hoping to lift that trophy maybe within the next half an hour or so. Who knows? Hold your nerve, Ken, isn't it? Hold your nerve. We're nervous for him, and we're neutral.
Exactly. He just wants a chance, you know. He will get a chance. And as long as, you know, he keeps his composure. I think the only thing about this now, if he realises he's on the cusp of one of the most incredible victories in our sport, and that may be the only thing that will hinder him. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it.
Four hours of world-class, enthralling sporting drama live on BBC Wales. Can Ronnie O'Sullivan force this match into a decider? Or will Jordan Brown be lifting that trophy inside the next half an hour? You cannot take your eyes off this match for 1 single second.
Oh, that was a dangerous cannon. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jordan Brown must have sprang out of his chair when he saw that red just dropping nicely over that left centre.
Can I have a look at that?
The cue balls cannon the brown and drop right in behind the yellow. Now, referee Ben Williams is just having a look to see if Jordan Brown can get through to the long straight red to the right corner. Well, you can see there that he can't get through to the potting angle of it. How fortunate was Ronnie O'Sullivan there. How does Jordan think he can... Is he swerving around the yellow? Yes, he was. Couldn't make the potting angle. Watch the double kiss. Oh dear. Well, got to go back to Ronnie's shot. He was very, very lucky. And he left Jordan a problem there. And it's gone wrong.
One.
Well, but for the yellow, probably would have been Jordan Brown with the first red of this frame. But it's O'Sullivan with the opportunity now.
And it would have been a tremendous chance
6.
to get his hands on the trophy. Just have a look at this. Plays a good shot, Ronnie, struck it nicely, but that cannon from red to red has deflected that one over the left centre. And look what happened to the cue ball. Well, if Ronnie
7.
somehow wins this match, he'll look back on that. But has he overrun for the black? I think he has. Next question, does the pink go? Yep, he's not on the black. And he's not on the pink. Is he taking the blue on? Oh, that's absolutely incredible. What a fantastic pot that was from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And even Jordan Brown, I can assure you, appreciated it.
12.
If this doesn't go in, Jordan Brown has got a great opportunity. Brinkmanship of the highest order from Ronnie
13.
O'Sullivan there.
That was an incredible pot.
18.
Perfect example of why he has amassed 37
19.
ranking titles, and why at the age of 45 he's the reigning world champion.
Oh, goodness. Glanced off the pink. Cue ball almost found the pocket. Is he on
24.
a red? At first glance, I can't see one. Well, this is a very tough red that Ronnie may have to have a look at here. The one that's closest to the cue ball will cut in. But it's a lot thinner than Ronnie would like it to be. Oh, that's brilliant.
25.
That blue, by the way, a few shots ago. Well, that must be a contender. The shot of the match. The pressure that was on it. But believe me, this red was equally difficult.
He's pulled some magic out of the bag in this frame
28.
so far for this break of 28. Remember, his first 2 Welsh Open titles came in deciding frame shootouts. Are we heading for a third?
29.
Again, it's one of those really difficult breaks to make. The black is very awkwardly positioned. The pink, as you can see, is near that right-hand side cushion. And a lot of these reds are rather in one another's way. Ronnie will try to get onto a red into the right corner. One of the reds just below the pink spot if he can. Power shot this. How's the line of the cue ball? Needs to run. Oh, this is perfection. What a great shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
34. $35.
And what must Jordan Brown be feeling in his chair? Beneath that exterior, his heart must be racing.
Well, he's done nothing wrong here, really. Ronnie O'Sullivan, so exceptionally fortunate to not leave that red to left centre. Jordan was faced with a very tricky safety. And the double kiss looks to have proved very costly.
41.
I don't know about you, Dominic. My nerves are jangling in the commentary box. You just can't believe what you're seeing.
Well, you have to congratulate both men for making this such an absorbing
45.
final. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to go all the way. I just wonder if one is tempted to try and get on the black somehow here. No, avoided the cannon.
46.
And the red's next to it, quite rightly. Ronnie now with a 46-point lead. He won't be bothered about the black. He knows that if he can pop 2 or 3 more reds with blues, that will do him.
Well, if this does go all the way, it will be Jordan Brown's 5th deciding
51.
frame match of the week. Second round, third round, last 16, and the quarter-final against Mark Selby. Nobody could say he wouldn't have earned the title if he wins.
56. $57.
4 reds on, so only 59 available. If you want to make absolutely sure, and he can do there.
61.
Wow. Well, seats for takeoff, everybody. We're going all the way.
68.
Best break of the
69.
match for me, this. And I must say, I don't think I've seen a better one in the whole event. What a way to take us into a deciding frame.
76. 77. 84. 85.
Ronnie O'Sullivan makes a century here. We've
92.
never made a better one at such a crucial time.
94.
Well, that double kiss on the red allowed the world champion the opportunity
97.
that this has been crafted like an art form, this one.
101.
Can you imagine how big that noise would be if they were here for real?
106.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this at home, because we certainly are.
112.
An absolutely sublime clearance from the greatest player.
19 in the frame.
They both head off for a little break. We are going all the way here at the Celtic Manor. What a climax in prospect. 8 apiece.
Are heading to a final frame decider. Getting your money's worth from this one.
Well, Rob Walker's certainly excited in there in that commentary box.
Well, we all are. It's great drama.
I think Dominic will be a little bit worried.
But it was a masterclass there from Ronnie, wasn't it?
Oh, look, you know, that break was just top draw. Absolutely. I mean, you know, it don't get any better than that. At a time where if he missed one ball, he could be out of the event. You know, the event could be gone for him. That break was one of the best breaks you're ever going to see at any time.
I mean, he's in a bit of trouble here. It's gone wrong. He's not on the black, but some of the shots he pulled off in this break, I mean, this was top quality. You know, you can't eulogise high enough about how well Ronnie has played in this particular frame, but, you know, showing so much character and bottle here. I mean, we've seen him do it in the semi-finals of the World Championships against Selby when he 16-14 down. Here's another wonderful positional shot off 3 cushions and almost to the millimetre to be on this red. I mean, that was just an incredible break and showing a lot of character, a lot of bottle, and one of the best century breaks that he's ever made, I would say.
But that quality, I suppose, has been sporadic, hasn't it, throughout this match? I mean, he wouldn't have conceded 8 frames had it not been.
Well, we just said, you know, he missed the pink the frame before, which was a gimme, really, and that was his chance to go ahead. He lost the frame from it. And then to knock a break in like that when his back is right up against the wall, I mean, that's just frightening by anybody's standard.
Yeah. It's almost like sometimes he's one of these players, and that's why we call him a genius, because it's almost he can flick a switch, you know, because it looks like you might have him, you know, he's bashing the balls around, he gets a little bit frustrated, and Jordan was probably sitting in his chair saying, I have Ronnie O'Sullivan here, you know. Then all of a sudden, he flicks the switch, he puts a couple of balls. OK, he got a little bit of luck when the red went over the middle there, but to continue on and make that break in the manner he did at such a crucial stage of the match, it's just breathtaking.
Who's going to be picking up that trophy? I won't ask you because it's, you know, we've been saying that all day and it's been impossible to answer. We just don't know. But this we do know is the frame of Jordan Brown's career so far.
Well, it is, you know, but unfortunately it comes down to really a toss of a coin in it. It's all you can ask in a last frame. All players will say the same. Just please give me a chance that it's in my hands. And then if you don't take it, you know, you've got no one to blame by yourself. There's nothing worse than a final frame. You just don't get the opportunity.
In terms of the spectacle as a final to watch as a neutral, it's been great, hasn't it, to watch? I mean, you know, as Rob said, had there been a crowd, they might have felt privileged to be there to watch that.
Absolutely. They would have tore the roof off, I think, and they would have given these two players a wonderful reception. You know, coming back for this final frame decider. It's just a shame that nobody, but I'm sure everybody, just like us in the studio, are on the edge of the seats watching it in their living rooms. And fair play to them. They're going to, you know, wish each other all the best. And as Darren said, all you want is just one chance in the final frame. And hopefully we'll see both players get a chance.
Well, Jordan Brown's been getting used to these final frame deciders, hasn't he? He had a few this week, and he's got another. Win one frame for the win of your life.
What an advert this has turned out to be for snooker. Utterly captivating from start to finish. The proven winner or a first-time champion? Oh.
Wow.
Oh my goodness me. Jordan was coming to the table there. And there's a wry smile on the face of Ronnie O'Sullivan. What a stroke of luck. At a crucial moment. That could turn out to be huge.
Oh, Rob, that was an amazing fluke at a crucial time. Because if that red doesn't go into the yellow pocket, Jordan Brown has a fabulous opportunity. But now he does have a fabulous opportunity with the missed blue from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, he thought Ronnie had missed it. He was coming towards the table.
One.
That is a superb pot in the context of what it means for him and his family.
Wow, considering He didn't pot a ball in the last frame, had to sit out. A total clearance of just 119.
8.
That's one of the lowest total clearances I've ever come across.
9.
I've no idea how Jordan Brown must be feeling here. This must be the most pressure he's ever felt.
Well, bear in mind, he's never been beyond a ranking event quarter-final until the Welsh Open.
16.
And that run to the last 8 in Germany in itself was a big breakthrough week.
Oh, that's a good pot because you can see that Jordan Brown
17.
is really feeling it there. He's having a job when he plays the power shots to keep still. Trace of side spin on the cue ball just to make sure that cue ball came
24.
past the reds, not into them. Oh, this is such a fabulous opportunity for Jordan Brown.
It's also an inspirational story, this, in the context of what everyone's experiencing at the moment. This is a guy who has stared into some dark places, contemplated walking away from snooker. Just about okay on that one.
32.
He stuck with it, supported by his friends and those he worked with, working with Mark Allen, maintaining that belief, that dedication. One day believing he might have a day and a night like this.
33.
Oh, that was a great shot from Jordan Brown. He wasn't nicely on that red at all. Had to force through that little cluster there, and he's controlled the pace and the direction of the cue ball to perfection there. Oh, that black wasn't a clean pop, but he's just about got enough backspin on the cue ball. He may not be on the simple red to the left
40.
centre. He does have one. You can see this black goes into the side of the pocket. He didn't quite get the backspin he was hoping for. Now he's got a tricky red here into the left centre. The problem is the angle on it isn't good. If he drops it in, he's going to leave himself a very missable black under the sort of pressure that he must be feeling now.
Oh, that is
41.
absolutely superb. He's left himself in a difficult position, but that was such a tough pot to keep the break going.
Yeah, but he'd love to play it again. That cue ball welded to the side cushion. Now if he pots the blue, how close will he go to the green pocket with the cue ball? Oh, that's a fabulous pot. That is the best shot in this break that Jordan Brown has played. That was a tremendous pot.
46.
As he edges towards this moment of history, Dominic, where would this stand in your all-time list of upsets and outsiders coming through for an unlikely victory? It's got to be quite near the top.
47.
Well, considering it's the final of a ranking event, it has to be right up there. And this is just such a commendable performance from Jordan Brown. Big moments here. He's just about a 24 breakaway here from being safe.
Well, if people in Northern Ireland didn't know who
54.
Jordan Brown was until this week, they do now. He's thinking about buying a new car. And I think he might have a few favourable offers when he gets back home. If he can finish
55.
this nerveless clearance and produce the moment of a lifetime. He's close. He's so close. You can see the trophy out the corner of his eye.
Well, the hard work's been done. He doesn't need to play any cannons now. As you see, 57 ahead, 75 still
58.
remaining. There is that beautiful Ray Reardon trophy, that crystal trophy that Jordan Brown must have one hand on.
$59.
This is a dream he so nearly walked away from. Pressures of work, pressures of life. He himself said some bad decisions here and there. But something kept him playing snooker. Something kept him believing.
Give me a second, John.
Because he one day believed he could reach the top. And he is just about there.
This next red is frame, match and championship ball for Jordan Brown.
For a piece of history. For him,
65.
for his family, and for Northern Ireland. This is it. What a journey.
66.
What a story. Pinpoint accurate. He'll want to make absolutely certain that O'Sullivan doesn't come back to the table. But there's only 59 left available. What an incredible moment we're witnessing here in the Celtic Manor. This is history, and he knows it.
Well, Rob,
73.
I couldn't be happier for him. It's been a fantastic performance all through the championships. He's had to battle past some great players and win a lot of deciding frames, but none of them have been more important than this one here. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, you can see, is appreciative of everything that Jordan Brown's doing here.
Not only has he won his maiden ranking title, to do so, he's beaten the greatest player to ever live and pick up a cue.
John Brown, 74.
It doesn't matter.
Frame and a match.
Jordan Brown is proof that dreams really do come true. So close to walking away from snooker. They try and tell us we've got no characters left in this
Well done.
sport anymore.
Congratulations.
But a
Well
man
done,
who
mate.
was making his living as a petrol pump attendant 5 years ago has climbed the mountain. He's beaten the greatest. He's made history for himself and Northern Ireland. Absolutely incredible. Jordan Brown is the 2021 Bet Victor Welsh Open champion. What a night for him. What a night for snooker. And what a privilege for all of us to be here witnessing it. Now the tears, now the realisation. That was incredible.
Yeah, an absolutely tremendous final. It toed and it throwed. You just didn't know who was going to win it. You fancied Ronnie O'Sullivan in the end with his greater experience. Won 37 ranking titles. This man here had never been in a semi-final, let alone a final like this, playing the greatest player this game has ever seen. And I can only say congratulations to Jordan Brown. A monumental performance from him. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, well, it wasn't his day, it wasn't his night. But we're going to see a lot more titles lifted by Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Absolutely incredible. It deserves a standing ovation. Obviously, we haven't got a crowd, but we hope everybody at home was as enthralled as we all have been here at the Celtic Manor. Absolutely incredible. Ronnie, we were living every single second. If you could just reach for the microphone to your right-hand side. We can't come any closer. No hugs today. Ronnie, you've had some amazing moments in snooker.
Nearly as amazing as them boots.
You've had some amazing moments, and you will again.
Yeah.
But you do not begrudge that victory for one single second. What heart he showed tonight.
Listen, you know, I've enjoyed every minute of that today. I've had such a fantastic time. Love playing Jordan. He's a great guy. He really is, you know, and I'm so happy for him to win. I flunked that red in the last frame, and as I see his face, I could just see the disappointment in him, and I was like, you know, I just, what a horrible way if I was to win it, you know. But I'm so happy for him, you know what I mean? He's such a lovely guy and a fantastic player as well, you know. You don't beat Selby, you don't meet the guy, and I played all right today. I played all right, you know, and not many people beat me when I'm playing all right. So he's a proper player, you know. So fantastic for Jordan. It's his night, and you couldn't be happier, you know, for him. So yeah, it's been great.
You have spoken with real grace, the grace of a champion. Ronnie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maybe a 5th Welsh Open crown will be yours in future. Jordan Brown, please reach for the microphone. All I want to do is give you a hug. Honestly, everybody is so pleased for you. You have made history for yourself, for your family, for Northern Ireland. I'm getting choked, and I can see the tears in your eyes. This has been an inspirational journey. This has been a fantastic thing that you've done this week for everybody watching at home and for yourself.
Yeah, I'm absolutely speechless. I don't really know what to say. First of all, it's an absolute honour to play Ronnie O'Sullivan in the final. He's the greatest of all time, and it's just a privilege and an honour just to play him.
5 years ago, when you contemplated walking away, when you were doing those 5:30 shifts in the petrol station, there must have come a time where you thought even your desire and your passion and your dream was too far away. What kept you going?
I just always believed myself. You know, I had some dark days in my snooker life. Sorry, I had some dark days, but you know that's what makes you stronger as a player and a person. Just never stopped believing in myself, and you know, all them sacrifices, hard work. You know, I was working full time in the petrol station, as you know, but as well as that, I was playing full time snooker as well. 5 years ago, I just said to myself, just give it a proper go, because I never really committed myself before that. So, yeah, it's all paying off now.
And this is a massive moment for Northern Irish sport, let alone Northern Irish snooker. Mark Allen's been sending me text messages in the commentary box. He's virtually had to lie down behind the sofa. He's been so enthralled by every second. You join Mark Allen, Dennis Taylor and Alex Higgins as ranking event champions for Northern Ireland. That's quite some list, and you're part of that now.
Cheers, Ronnie. Yeah, that means everything, you know, just to even be in the same bracket as them. You know, it's a dream come true. Northern Ireland, we all get behind each other, but particularly my hometown of Antrim. You know, I just want to say thanks to all the guys at Antrim Sports Club. They've been absolutely brilliant, all my family and friends, but there's 3 people in particular I want to thank. I want to thank Marty Bramwell, my coach. He's really turned around my game the last few months especially. Catherine, my girlfriend, she's my absolute rock. I love you, babe. And last but not least, you know, it's from my dad, you know, because he's been the one that stuck by me. You know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Beautifully said, and I know they'll have an amazing party ready for you when lockdown has eventually lifted. One thing that everybody has been wondering, how on earth did you manage to keep your emotions and your nerve and your composure under control against this guy in the context in which you just won the match?
I was just going out there today because I knew if I was going to get overawed by Ronnie, I wasn't going to win today. So I was just focusing on playing the balls, playing the table, and just focusing on my own game. That's what I've been doing all week. I've held it together so well, especially if that's my 5th deciding frame I've won. I'm just getting used to the big stage now, and you know, I definitely feel like I belong here.
And just finally, Ronnie said this in an interview I did with him yesterday about what a hard year it's been for so many people. There'll be a lot of viewers at home having a tough time for all the obvious reasons. What message can you send to people at home if they are in a dark place like you were a few years ago? What can you say to them to make them believe that their dreams can come true, just as yours have done tonight?
Yeah, just whatever you do, you know, if you want something so bad and you feel like you can achieve it, never give up, because I think I've shown there this week, you know, anything can be possible if you believe in it. So, yeah, that's the message I'll send out.
It's a great winning speech. I can't give you a hug, but let's go for an elbow tap. In just a moment's time, you will step forward for a piece of sporting history Jordan Brown, you are the champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, collecting the winner's medal, prize money of £70,000, the stunning Ray Reardon Trophy, and the title of 2021 Bet Victor Welsh Open Champion, the Antrim Ferrari, Jordan Brown!
Well, what a wonderful story, isn't it? Even if you're a Ronnie O'Sullivan superfan, you cannot help but feel joy for Jordan at the victory of his life. Remember the name, he joins an illustrious list of legends to win the Welsh Open and lift that trophy. Ronnie himself, John Higgins, Stephen Hendry, so many greats of the game. And is it the gateway to greater things for him? He jumps nearly 40 places in the world rankings, 81 to 45, with his first major tournament win. The boy from nowhere is the man in Newport tonight. Final thoughts from Ken Doherty and Darren Morgan. I mean, you know, we were choked up just watching that. Just amazing. What a story.
Well, you know, it couldn't happen to a nicer fella. I've said all week how nicer guy he is, you know, and he's wore his heart on his sleeve all week. And, you know, he's said all week, I believe I can win. And even today he said, look, I believe I'm destined to win this. And he has. And how great was that to see Ronnie, how gracious he was in defeat there. That was fantastic. A lot of people don't see the other side of Ronnie, and he's just given us a glimpse of the other side of him there.
Yeah, it was a very gracious speech by Ronnie.
Yeah.
Just a shame that the family and the friends aren't there in the crowd. One of those moments where you want to look up and you want to find that face. You want to see your wife. You want to see your kids. But that's the way it is at the moment. But I'm sure when he gets back to Northern Ireland, this will be a massive plus.
Well, I'm sure there'll be some party back in that Antrim Sports and Social Club for sure, and it's richly deserved because. That was a wonderful victory. I mean, how he held himself together in that break in the last frame. You know, when Ronnie threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and I'm just so happy. I think everybody on the circuit would be so happy for him, and including Ronnie. And Ronnie showed a lot of class and a lot of grace there in his words, you know, when he would have been disappointed losing in the final. But I thought it was class from him, and fair play to Jordan Brown. This could be the step to greater things, and it's his first ranking tournament win, and hopefully he'll have a few more as well. But brilliant performance.
We'll see Ronnie again, I'm sure. He's got the world title to defend, but yeah, it could be the gateway to something bigger for somebody like Brown, couldn't it?
Well, definitely. You know, he's proved tonight now with winning. You know, he's a ranking event winner. So if he's done it once, why can't he do it again? You know, and Ronnie's proved today in parts of how well he's queuing and playing. With some of the shots and some of the breaks that he's made today. He's had 3 centuries today, mind. You know, he's lost a match, but he's still had 3 centuries. He's in good form.
Yeah. And the week as a whole, it's not difficult to put on it's not easy to put on a snooker tournament in these times in lockdown. But it's been a great week here at Celtic Manor.
I think it's been a brilliant week and a fitting end as well. And I don't know about working in a petrol station, but after his check today, he might end up owning a petrol station. So I think it's a great fitting story. It just shows you that when you put in the hard work, you can achieve anything. And as he said, you know, dreams do come true, and it's a fantastic story for Jordan Brown.
What a week we've had. The next live action on the BBC is the World Championship as Ronnie returns to defend his title. Coverage starts Saturday, the 17th of April at 10 a.m. on BBC Two. Thank you very much, Darren and Ken, for being with us. Thank you as well for your company this week. It's Golden Brown then as Jordan beats the godfather of the game, one of the greatest shocks we'll ever see. Bye for now.